Hello again. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? It's already Tuesday again. Happens every week. It's like I feel like I was just here with you, sharing in the space of Transformational Tuesday. All right, so coming to you from my home once again. I'm really excited because I also have my Goddess deck again. As you know, the Goddess deck and the Ascended Masters deck, those are the two that I keep at my home. I keep those for me, so it's always fun and exciting for me to share them with you. I'm just kind of going through the deck right now and giving them some love, tuning into our energy. Some of them are also backwards and forwards, so I'm just kind of organizing that and just setting the intention. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like the energy has been way more clear than it has been in the last couple weeks. Like the intensity has let up a little bit. We have some breathing room. There's a little bit more, just space to kind of think and to play and to not put out a ton of fires, but that there's just some nice energy for us to move through. Now, this is also a beautiful, beautiful time to plant seeds. When the energy is smooth or even, or you're not feeling pressured in any way, it's really nice to plant some seeds. Now, for some of you that are feeling pressured or that are feeling like it's time to make a decision or it's time to really jump on board, it's time to, put something into action, then listen to that. Listen to that. If you still have been dilly-dallying about letting things go that aren't meant for you, then it's really time to let go of those things and just move on. Focus on what you are gaining rather than what you are going to be losing. So give yourself that opportunity, give yourself that momentum to really look at it in that way. So, there's one. That one just came right out. All right, so talking to the deck, asking for 3 of these goddesses to bring us information and guidance today. Good morning, Miss Shandy. So glad that you could be here and joining us today. All right, so I'm going to ring them backwards forward. So first card that we have here is Ain, Leap of Faith. So where in your life have you been stalling? Have you not been in trust? Have you been noticing the signs and not paying attention to the signs? You've been wanting the outcome to be different than what is actually being presented. So being able to look at, let's see if I can bring this in so you guys can see a little bit. There we go. Take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. So how well or how good have you been at listening to your heart's truest desire? Have you really actually been able to give your heart the first and final say? Have you been so in tune with yourself that you're actually saying yes to your inner dialogue? Or have you been numbing? Have you been distracting? Have you been allowing yourself to just kind of go through the motions and going through the motions of going through the motions to just kind of get you through? And that's not what we're here to do. I know that for you, since you're here, since you're watching this, since you're tuning in with me, that there's an opportunity for you that is being presented right now in your life. And remember, if you're watching the replay, then this message is for you right now in your life, not for when I have recorded this. So, tuning in. Hi, audience. So glad you're here once again. Tuning into that. This is a leap of faith. This is a card that's telling you that it's time right now. That it's time right now to jump in. It's time right now to give yourself the yes or the no, to set clear boundaries. But it's really time for you to just listen to that inner compass. If you have been blocking yourself, you can block yourself through distractions of Audie, I saw your comment. Totally distracted me. Thank you. Miss Katie Sweet is the one that does my hair. It's amazing. Love it. But if you've been distracting yourself with drugs or alcohol, if you've been distracting yourself, even people can be distractions from things that you're meant to be doing. You can just be distracting yourself by spending time with friends. There's all sorts of things that you can be doing to distract yourself from actually hearing what is inside of you. This leap of faith has everything to do with your heart's truest desire. So what is your heart telling you? So give yourself a moment to tune into that. The next one here is Dana or Donna. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. So for you, tuning into yourself. Now she's showing up as the high priestess. She's showing up as the one to encourage you to take that leap of faith, saying that you have divine knowledge. That divine knowledge exists inside of you right now. Have you given yourself the opportunity to tune into it? Have you been rejecting love, or have you been rejecting new opportunities? That right there is something that can also be self-abuse. Indecision or not committing can be self-abuse. So looking at knowing that you within yourself have access to divine knowledge, infinite knowledge, the knowledge that is outside of yourself. You can connect to this through your heart space, or you can connect to this by learning how to channel your higher self, learning how to channel yourself as spirit. So allowing that to come through. Audie, the anger that's coming through has a lot to do with this little bambino that's coming through for you. There's, it's like purging all the stuff that you haven't allowed yourself to purge. What I would say is just let it come out. Let it come out, let it come out, let it come out. Because by the time this little bambino comes into your life, you're going to have a new opportunity to create a new version of you. A version of you that's released the anger, a version of you that's released the pain. And as I'm saying this to Audie, I know that this is resonating with some of you because I can feel it. So allowing yourself to go through this shift and feel it while the energy is subtle, while the energy is even keel, while the energy is like, because it will get intense again. It absolutely will. So take this opportunity to do some of your own self-healing before it gets thrust and pressed upon you. Really and truly, that is an expression of self-love. I've been learning a lot about expressions of self-love lately, because people ask me all the time, how do I increase my value of self-love? How do I increase that vibration? Well, a bubble bath and candles is really nice. You can write yourself a love letter, cook yourself a date dinner. But also, and also look at what is it that you are doing that is devaluing your sense of self-worth. So if you are not giving yourself the opportunity to, one, stand up for yourself, setting boundaries is an act of self-love. Self-preservation, being able to give yourself time, being able to really actually listen to what is it that you want, what is it that you need. Do you need alone time, or do you need time with friends? What's going to serve you in your highest form so that you can increase your value of love? It doesn't always mean being alone or being in isolation. It can also mean connecting in with people that mean something to you and matter to you, and people who honor and respect you, so that they can help remind you to bring and pull yourself up. We all get into slumps. It happens to everybody. It happens to me too. It's like we start to see what it is that we have to offer, and then we can also start to doubt ourselves of how are we going to be able to offer that, whether it be in relationship, or whether it be in job, or whether it just be in life in general. So giving yourself the opportunity to connect in with your own divine knowledge, to set your standards, to set your bar a little bit higher for yourself. And when you set that bar a little bit higher, those lower frequencies are just going to fall away. It literally can be in a no effort sort of way. So our final card here is Sacred Space, Nematona. So creating an altar. If you don't already have an altar in your home, or if you don't already have an altar or a sacred space that you go to that is outside of your home, what this means is giving yourself a place, giving yourself an opportunity to lay out some crystals, maybe lay out some cards, maybe lay out some candles or some trinkets or things that remind you of your divine power, of connecting in with yourself as spirit. What are the things that matter to you that is going to bring in new New awareness of higher dimensions, of higher dimensional frequencies. So what do I mean by that? I mean that we here are living in our third dimensional reality. It's the chair I'm sitting in. It's a table that this is set on. It's the things that are solid in our life. So how do we actually connect with that which is unsolid? That which is not made of matter? Because we do know that, yes, there are, you can even look at paranormal investigator stories or anything like that, but even the Schumann frequency, that's something that measures the vibrational frequency of the planet. So that's increasing. Our own energy bodies have the opportunity to increase because our mind and our heart are components that can pair with energy to start to move and shift and change. So as we do that, we actually clear our space, we clear our consciousness to be able to access higher vibrational frequencies of awareness. And so when we do that, when we start to allow ourselves to come up, it's really nice to be able to have a space that gives us this, that gives us the check-in that's like, hey, this is sacred space time. This is the time where I can actually tune in with my ancestors. This is a time where I can actually tune in with my spirit guides. This is my sacred space and my sacred time to give myself that moment of prayer, whatever it means to you, whatever it means for you. You get to create it exactly the way that you want. You get to create it exactly the way that you like. So your sacred space can be and mean whatever it is for you. It can literally even be, if you want it to be, the dash of your car. I've seen a lot of people decorate the dash of their car. I know that I do a lot of meditating. I know I do a lot of thinking and processing also when I'm in my car. So giving yourself that opportunity, tune in to the frequencies that are working for you and let yourself dive in a little bit more deeply into your sacred space. And maybe that even means going crystal shopping. Go tune in with some crystals. You see, I'm always decked out. I've got amethyst, labradorite. I don't think these are herkimers, but they're a different kind. Lapis. I love my crystals. Love all of that. All of them have different metaphysical qualities. You can tune into them. Your crystals have spirits within them. And when you start to be able to tune into communicating with spirit, you can communicate with the spirit of crystals. You can communicate with the spirit of plants. All of this is really extraordinary. I mean, the ability to be able to do that, we all have. Some of us have been doing it for lifetime. So for some of us, it's just like riding a bike. We can jump back on it. So if you're hearing this message right now in real time, it's time for you to tune into that. It's time for you to tune into your abilities. Once you tune into your abilities, so many doors are going to start opening for you. It's unreal. And the best thing you can do is simply allow it, because the second you let yourself get paralyzed by fear, you're stuck. But if you continue to let yourself free yourself by being in the flow, by allowing yourself to surrender into the momentum that is behind you, your spirit guides, your own spirit self that is saying, hey, it's time. It's knocking on the door. It's saying, hey, it's time. So we've got, and the leap of faith. This is saying, yes, go for it. Yes, do it. Whatever it is that you're questioning right now, go for it. Say yes for yourself. I made a deal with myself, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. About a month or so ago. That if it is not a full body yes, it's a no. If there's any sort of, I don't know if I want to do this, it's a no. But what that means is that I have to be able to get my mind out of it. I have to be able to get my ego out of it so that I can actually listen to my body. So when you listen to your body holds its own vibrational frequency because it's connected to your spirit self. And if your spirit self or your higher self is saying, yes, it's a go, it can give that signal to your body. And so you can listen to your body. So when you're listening to your body, you can hear different things than a scaredy ego might hear or might say. So give yourself that opportunity. Start tuning into what is your body telling you. Then we have Dana, the high priestess. This is saying you already know what's best for you. You already do, but what I'm seeing with this is that you're not acting on it. You're not actually committing. You're not acting on it. You're just kind of letting yourself go with the flow, or you're passing the signs off or the synchronicities off as like weird or coincidental. I can guarantee you they're not weird or coincidental. Again, because you're listening to this message is for you so that you can see yourself a little bit more clearly. And when you start to allow yourself to see yourself a little bit more clearly, all those doors are going to start opening, and things that have never made sense in your life are going to start making sense. So give yourself that opportunity. And create a sacred space so that you can tune in. This means more meditation. This means more time in silence with yourself. Asking, you can even pray to open yourself up so that you can hear your guides. You can open yourself up to your own abilities simply by setting the intention and saying, yes, you're ready. So go for it. Go for it, go for it, go for it. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain, and new experiences. We have one life here that we can experience right now. So give yourself your everything. Give yourself your all. All the energy you've been dishing all over the place, bring it back, hone it in. Let yourself have you first. And then once you start to do that, again, all those doors are going to start opening. Your life will significantly change. And the beautiful part about all of it is that it's all going to change for the better. It might feel rocky at first because things that aren't meant for you will start to fall away, and things that you feel that you have no control over will start to fall away. And that's okay. But give yourself the time. Give yourself the permission. So I want to let you know that we have 1 week left. Still accepting applications for my course in Intuitive Alchemy. I've got 3 spots available. That's it. Then we're closing the doors next Tuesday. So I want to be clear with you that I would absolutely love for you to join us. We have an incredible group already. We've had 1 class. So next Wednesday is going to be our next class. And by then, that's when the doors are closed. So if you are feeling called to even apply for the course in Intuitive Alchemy, I'm going to be teaching you how to read energy. I'm going to be teaching how to read energy with other people. I want to also help you tune into how to manifest. How do the abilities of manifest happen? Also learning how to integrate. How do you integrate your light and your dark, your shadow, and your ambient presence? So giving yourself all of that, you can tune into it. You can give yourself that gift. I'm going to do everything I can to share with you everything I know to get you started on that path, so that if you want to work in spaces where you're able to help people. I'll tell you, knowing how psychic energy works and knowing how all of that, how you can tune in and start to work with energy and move energy and manifest, it gives you an absolute advantage in every single area of your life. The cost is something that we're going to discuss in the interview. I have an application that you would fill out, and then there's also an interview process. It's really important to me that everybody that's in this class is ready for it, because it's not a class for the faint of heart. It's not a class for somebody who's half in or half out. It is a class for people who are ready to fully commit, to dive into themselves, and to really change their lives. So, Joe, you're going to have to apply. I would be more than happy. I'll have my assistant send you the application, and I'll get in touch with you, and we'll set up an interview within the next week for sure. So when you're ready to commit, you're ready to commit, and I'd absolutely love to have you. So we'll see how that goes, and I hope you all have an extraordinary Tuesday. All right, Shandy, we will send you the application as well. And for those of you that are watching the replay, even if you just tune in and say that you're interested in the application, we'll double check and make sure that you get it as well. So I hope you're having a wonderful week. And remember these cards throughout the week. When you tune in with yourself and you're feeling stuck, remember, take your leap of faith. Say yes. Jump in and trust. You got this. All right. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm sure I'll see you very soon.